Oh, test, test, test. Welcome to the Blockchain Report, where we discuss all things blockchain technology, digital assets, DeFi, NFTs, and much more. Today is your live stream, weekly news live stream. Take a look at the markets. Been a pretty big day today. We get the CPI data come out, and the markets have been pumping. Inflation data has dropped since last month, and it was in line with projection. Or with their projected numbers. So, yeah, over the past 24 hours, we got a 7.5% bump in Bitcoin, 6.2 in Ethereum. BNB actually moved up, number 4 spot, and yeah, XRP, Binance coming in flat. Or sorry, that's BUSD. Cardano, just everything's kind of pumping. So the biggest gainers. We'll check out Bonk. Poor Bonk. So Plex, Bridge, Oracle, eForce. Yeah, just some no-name coins, really. Aptos, 25%. Got Aptos pumping. Lido, biggest losers. Any in the top 100 at all? Is there any in the top 100? Flare. Oh, look at that, Flare. I haven't even checked to see if I have my tokens. So, yeah, that's I don't know why I got a portfolio. But ETH gas, not showing up. Okay, I guess we'll find out some of that later. But we've over the $900 billion market cap, inching closer to 1 trillion. Which is nice. As you can see, we've been getting a pump. This is the Bitcoin Daily. Since we left you just a couple days ago, we were up here, and look, we just freaking smoked. We were just smoking them. So, yeah, Bitcoin just ripping, dude, just ripping. I'm getting pretty close to this. Yeah, this next what, point of control almost. Next POC. I mean, damn, you had that big volume gap right here. So you know price is going to shoot up. We got let's see if we can get another range in here. Yeah, it's close to that next point of control. Because the largest volume on this time frame, that's the point in control. But man, we were freaking smoking through it. Ethereum over 1,400. I mean, it's been a couple months since we've been up here. Cardano, ADA, my baby, doing good. What else we got? Oh yeah, Aptos. Now apparently a lot of these projects like Solana, like Aptos, and there's some others that and FTT, they're supposedly getting liquidity from all of their assets that they still have. So maybe this is, or FTX used to hold. So they found some liquid assets, and there's speculation that this pump on some of these tokens like Solana and Aptos might be due, and FTT might be due to them selling these assets. So it's interesting to think about. But now that kind of shown you what's going on, and this is definitely not a place you want to be going long unless you're doing quick scalps. But you can see we're heated, man. We're heated. Dang, Bitcoin 4-hour bear div just starting to play out. Barely though. But anyways, we'll get into some news. CPI data. This actually, Bitcoin dips with stocks after U.S. report of 6.5% CPI inflation, and now they've ripped the other way. But annualized inflation slowed to 6.5% in December from 7.1 previously, in line with economists' forecasts. Put it on a lower time frame. See if this thing keeps pumping. So the consumer price index slipped 0.1% in December, roughly in line with expectations for a flat reading. On an annualized basis, the CPI was higher by 6.5%, in line with expectations, and down from 7.1 a month earlier. Core CPI, which strips out volatile items such as food and energy, was up 0.3% in December, in line with forecasts. Annualized core CPI was up 5.7%, also in line with forecasts, down from 6% in November. Bitcoin slipped about $150 on the news, with traders having bid the crypto higher in the days leading up to the morning's report in hopes inflation might decline ever more. While December marks the sixth consecutive month of inflation slowing in the U.S., the rate having peaked in June at 9.06% remains well above the U.S. Federal Reserve's 2% target rate. So we gotten, like I said, they got a nice pump, as you can see right here. We got, well, let me go to this 3 minute, because this is so this is when the CPI data came out. Well, more around 5. You just kind of get this whipsaw effect. It looked like we were going lower, but no. Bitcoin had other ideas. Said, hold my beer. I'm going for it. I mean, look at that huge candle. We ain't seen a candle that big, well, since right here, but that's a candle this big is, you're going to see that after a drop like that. You're just going to see it, it's, the further you fall, the harder of a bounce you have. But for this just to rip up here like that is pretty wild. Pretty wild. On to some digital currency group news. As we talked about the other day, their ongoing SPAC with Gemini and the Winklevoss twins, and now they apparently owe creditors over $3 billion, and considering $500 million VC portfolio sale. And cryptocurrency broker Genesis Global Trading allegedly owes its creditors more than $3 billion, according to a January 12th report from the Financial Times. Its parent, the Digital Currency Group, which also owns Grayscale Investments and its series of digital asset trusts, seeks to sell part of its venture capital holdings to offset the shortfall. So apparently DCG has more than 200, their venture arm has more than 200 crypto-related projects, such as exchanges, banks, custodians, in at least 35 countries. Total valuation of $500 million. They reportedly hired investment bank Moelis to explore strategic alternatives, although people familiar with the matter said that there was little capital infusion interest. On January 5th, Genesis laid off 30% of its staff as a cost-cutting measure, a second of its kind in 6 months' time. DCG chief actually wrote a letter to shareholders today that bad actors and implosion of leading crypto companies had wreaked havoc on the industry. And that should be no excuse. That should be no excuse. Yeah, so kind of talked about this the other day a little bit more in the turmoil that's going on, but that's a little bit of an updated story. They're hurting. They're hurting. Be nice to see these people kind of fizzle out. And some big news with Avalanche. Amazon Web Services partners with Avalanche to scale blockchain solutions for enterprises and governments. So Ava Labs, Avalanche, Little brother's calling. Sorry, man. So Amazon Web Services has partnered with Ava Labs, the company building out Layer 1 blockchain Avalanche to help scale blockchain adoption across enterprises, institutions, and governments, the two firms exclusively told TechCrunch. Looking forward, Web3 and blockchain is inevitable. The VP and global head of startups at AWS said no one can tell a time or date or quarter that it's going to happen, and it'll be mainstream, but we've seen the cycles of growth before. The velocity of this one seems like it's accelerating, and we're just excited to be a part of it. Got like hair in my nose. Oh, fuzzy. I know I got hair in my nose, but it's itchy. So the partnership intends to make it easier for individuals to launch and manage nodes on Avalanche while also aiming to give the network more strength and flexibility for developers. AWS will support Avalanche's infrastructure and decentralized application ecosystem alongside one-click node deployments through its marketplace. The affiliation will also include Ava Labs joining AWS Activate, a program that helps startups and early-stage entrepreneurs get started on its platform. For us, this means a lot. John Wu, president of Ava Labs. We have over 500 applications on the chain, and we would love to give them a better experience. And now we have a real partnership that we can direct to the active program. On top of that, our users are always looking for a better experience. The one-click node is an incredible way to do it. And a number of blockchains already use AWS to power their networks. About 25% of all Ethereum workloads in the world run on AWS. And the technology itself is natively agnostic and supports all blockchain protocols. And though it is Amazon Web Services' first foundational partnership with the blockchain. And Ava Labs plans to add its subnet deployment as a managed service to the AWS marketplace so both individuals and institutions can launch their own custom subnets easily. So subnets are a part of Avalanche's scaling solution that divert traffic away from the main blockchain and allow projects to stake its native token, AVAX, while creating their own Layer 1, Layer 2 blockchains. Yeah, and Avalanche has a couple, they have their main blockchain, I believe it's AVAX C. Let's see. I don't remember which one the staking one is. Let's check the subnets. La da dee da 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 da. Okay, let's see. It's AVAX C. Okay, yeah. So that's their contract chain. This is the C chain. Okay, here we go. So there's the X, the P, and the C. So the P is the platform chain, but here's the primary network. Validate Avalanche's built-in blockchains. Members must stake Avalanche tokens. The exchange chain is the X, which has the consensus protocol, creates assets, exchanges assets. The platform chain, which has a Snowman consensus protocol. Young Jeezy, the Snowman, coordinates validators, creates subnets, and the contract chain has the same consensus protocol as the platform, executes EVM contracts and smart contracts. So it's kind of split up, makes it a little more efficient and user-friendly and cheap too. So that's cool. So be careful when you're sending funds on certain chains, because it'll say AVAX-C, and you don't want to send money there because it won't go to your actual assets. This is the one you want to change assets on. I think it's just AVAX chain. Yeah, big partnership for Amazon Web Services and Ava Labs. Some FTX news. So, like I mentioned earlier, they've recovered over $5 billion in assets. Bankruptcy attorney says the announcement substantially raises the total FTX has recovered since filing for bankruptcy last year, but it's still short of what customers are owed in total. They've recovered more than $5 billion in different assets, not including another $425 million in crypto held by the SEC, or Securities Commission of the Bahamas. There's still some missing what's owed to customers, and the amount is still unclear. And let's see. So the initial bankruptcy filings, the company's management checked off the box indicating a figure between $1 billion and $10 billion. And that's a big range. That's a big range. You can just say like, give me $1 or $100. No. So SBF instructed Lieutenant Gary Wang to create a backdoor for Alameda to borrow from FTX customers without their permission. And the former CEO created a line of credit worth $65 billion from the exchange to the trading arm. We know what Alameda did with the money. It bought planes, houses, through parties, made political donations, made personal loans to its founders. It sponsored the FTX Arena in Miami, a Formula One team, the League of Legends, Coachella, and many other businesses, events, and personalities. He added that this has led to a shortfall in value to repay customers and creditors. So the chief financial officer, Mary Cilia, estimated in December the company could complete the work by April. However, Judge John Dorsey of the Delaware Bankruptcy Court set in March 15th deadline in Wednesday's hearing. I mean, that's a lot. This said that there may be as many as 9 million creditors, echoing a figure made by Kevin Kofsky, a partner with Perella Weinberg Partners, a financial advisory firm. Landis spoke about recently announced cooperation agreement with the Securities Commission of the Bahamas, saying it was an important first step to align incentives and maximize joint recoveries. I mean, that's a crazy... I'm glad that they were able to find all this. Oh, look at that. Broke 19. There you go. 19K. Yeah, you're getting real toppy here. But it's can't fight that trend. Cannot fight that trend. We'll go on to the next one, and this just curtailing off the previous news. This fool. How do you deny stealing FTX funds and blaming other people? This is the epitome of just scumbag. Just epitome of scum. You can't just put the blame on everyone else but yourself. Saying the crypto market meltdown. It was Alameda. They didn't hedge properly, even though they took all our customer funds. And a targeted attack by Binance, because Binance knew that this clown was screwing around. If you know somebody is screwing around, and then you do something to reduce your exposure to that person, and you can't blame them, because it all started with your actions. Had you not sent customer funds to Alameda, had you not ruined projects by basically stealing source code and copying it and blackmailing other projects and pumping up the price and crashing the price, market manipulation, it's wire fraud. You can't get out of this, dude. There's just too much. You can't just blame other people. And I've known too many people like this. Too many people like this that use excuses and can't hold themselves accountable. It's gross, man. It's gross. I don't really even want to read this because this is just gross. Yeah. Yeah. We'll just wait and see what this guy has coming for him. And like son like father is Joseph Bankman retains attorney, and his father reportedly advised his son on matters related to lobbying lawmakers in Washington D.C. and may now be cooperating with prosecutors. So he was basically hired by his son, and if you're involved like that, you're gonna get caught up. So they're looking into matters on him and his son, and yeah, I'm just it just makes me sick to see this fool just try and throw shade to everyone else but the main issue. And it's you committed fraud and manipulated billions of dollars from people to other agencies and trying to get certain strings, trying to pull certain strings. It's just, you're corrupt. 100% corrupt. So I'd like to let you all run with that. And last bit of news, some ETF news, unfortunately not in the US, but it's coming one way or another. But Samsung investment arm to launch Bitcoin futures ETF amid rising crypto interest. Hong Kong investors can now gain exposure to Bitcoin through Samsung's new ETF listing, launching on January 13th. So tomorrow, we get the Samsung Bitcoin Futures Active ETF on the Hong Kong stock market. Move comes amid a surge in interest from both the government and institutional investors in the region. ETF, or exchange-traded fund, will track the spot price of Bitcoin by investing in Bitcoin futures products listed on the CME, Chicago Mercantile Exchange. The ETF will primarily invest in the Bitcoin futures, CME Bitcoin futures, with some investments in the CME Micro Bitcoin futures. So currently, Hong Kong is the only market in Asia where Bitcoin future ETF can be traded. So you can't, other markets. Okay. Yeah, so, we have a futures ETF, but nothing really to brag home about. And I did want to touch on this for a second. I saw something like this on Twitter going around, but there's a scam alert. It's MetaMask warns crypto users about address poisoning. The scammers will use wallet addresses generated from vanity address generators and match the first and last characters of their victim's wallet address. So the digital wallet provider MetaMask warned users of an address poisoning scam where attackers poison transaction histories by sending users tokens worth 0 to their wallets. The scammers will use wallet addresses generated from vanity address generators and match the first and last characters of the wallet address. This gets unsuspecting users to send their funds to the wrong copycat address. So, yeah, while the attempt would not give hackers access to user wallets, people who may have gotten into the habit of copying their wallet address from the transaction history before sending digital asset balances could potentially send their funds to copycat addresses. Yeah. So, make sure you copy your address from the actual... Let me just go in here real quick. So you want to copy it from here. From here. Copy to clipboard. Don't go to your Explorer and copy it from a transaction that you did. That's not good. Not good. So yeah, stop copying from transaction histories and use their address book when sending digital assets. Always copy from your wallet itself. Nowhere else. Nope, nope, nope. Always right here. So now I'll lock that. And yeah, just be careful with these scams. People are really terrible. Oh yeah, and I kind of want to touch on this because Nigeria. I really like this project called Zeta Chain, and I'll actually. So Zeta Chain is a really good all-in-one blockchain that actually has a big following in Nigeria. There was a it might have been in Discord, actually. Might have been in Discord. But the Nigeria has a really big crypto scene. Really big crypto scene. Let's see. Zeta Chain. Let me see. No. It might have been on Twitter. Twitter feed. Twitter feed. Boo, 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 boo. Let's see. Hopefully I can find it soon. I don't want to. Zeta Chain, let's see. Yeah, and they have a bug bounty program going on right now. You can check that out. It's really cool. Like, if you're a programmer or developer, get in these bug bounty programs. See if you can find some bugs in their code. You get paid pretty well. I believe thousands of dollars. Here we go. So look at this. So this is a community-led Zeta Chain meetup in Nigeria. So the first Zeta Chain in-person meetup in Nigeria. And I mean, that's a good little crowd, man. For some random blockchain. And this isn't not just a random blockchain either. This is a I like this dude's fit right here. Bro, let me get that. I would definitely wear that shit. That's so cool. Fuck. But yeah, so Zeta Chain is I actually did a video on it that came out today, and it basically can send assets across any blockchain, to any blockchain, from any blockchain, and you can build decentralized apps on there and have your contracts, smart contracts that have cross-chain capabilities. It's amazing. It's amazing. I'd love to have Jonathan? I had Jonathan. I met him at the Zeta Chain meetup last year during the 0x or San Francisco Blockchain Week. So yeah, where's that? Yeah, Jonathan, this guy. I'd love to talk to him more about the project, because he's the head of community. But he gave me some alpha that was pretty cool. And they have the Galaxy Quest, if you're interested in that. It's really cool. A lot of fun stuff. I've got mine all minted, the ones that are available. So supporters, and then you do some swaps on their omni-chain. And they have some more that haven't started yet, but you can claim these little guys and play around on their network. It's a lot of fun. But as for the markets, getting a little toppy here. I mean, look at this. Look at the volume. You're getting more pump, higher pump, less volume. Although this is a 4-hour candle. But if you can, I kind of want this thing out of the way. Yeah. So if you can get this thing to top out a little bit, come back down. Just hoping my short is gonna be good here soon. Yeah, them bearish divergences, man, are. I mean, look at this. I'm in a short right now, but you gotta look. We got top, higher high, higher high, lower momentum. Ideally, you want this to play out. Right here, same right here. Ideally, though, you want this to get smacked. I mean, I'd love for it to. This is like a scam wick this morning. I was asleep when this happened, but could have closed my short out and profit. But now I'm just playing manage the position. But it's all good. It's all good. We're going to get a pullback here soon. If not, then I'll just have to reassess and re-enter at a better price. Well, with that being said, this is the Blockchain Report. I appreciate y'all for hanging out with me today. And now that it's a little bit less rainy today, might go enjoy a nice walk outside. But you all have a wonderful day. Thank you for hanging out with me. And until the next one, peace.